It was
the
a great
salt
scene.
and pepper thing turned out really.
I know.
Ginny and I, when you're doing something like that, and Ginny and I were like, why are we doing this? You know, you have that moment of like, is this like that moment in a movie? And you know, is it gonna look? You know, but when we started dancing, all of a sudden it brought back all of the dance numbers we had done as kids.
Right.
And I have like maybe 10. Like I have a dance routine that I still know from Janet Jackson's Rhythm Nation.
Oh,
And
this one?
Yeah, and the whole like 5, 4, 3, you know that one, 3, 2,
You still rock
1.
that out in front of the mirror?
Oh yeah, no, I still remember it. And there was also a dance I did to Cream.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Prince. I was one of those little precocious girls.
I don't remember that one. Do you want to like?
Yeah, you want to
No,
show us?
I was actually, but like really, we did all these routines and stuff. And then when we were doing, Ginny and I were doing the salt and pepper thing. Salt and pepper was huge when we were kids.
Right.
I mean, it was huge, and it really did all come flooding back. So
No, it was a great scene. I love that scene in the movie. You know, one of the main themes in this movie is like the fact that you just need to go for it. And I have always been that guy where I'm afraid to tell a girl how I feel. I'm just awful at it. I can't.
That's too bad.
But in the movie though, like, you know, because Jennifer's character should have told you how she felt in the beginning, and this problem wouldn't. Well, this movie wouldn't have existed. Except maybe that's not the best case. But you know, I have a girl back home that I'm afraid to tell her how I feel. So I was wondering if I could just practice and like the just go for it vibe on you guys.
Do it. No, go for it.
I never told her how I felt.
This is so funny.
I know.
I love that.
All right.
Okay.
Kate, these 2 minutes we've spent together in this interview have been the best 2 minutes of my life.
Thank you.
I'm madly in love with you.
That's shocking.
Does the confidence,
I know a little more subtle than that.
does the confidence there work at all? was that? Did you feel the
I think
confidence?
you should start with, start with something a little
Let's
more.
go bowling.
Like,
Let's go
yeah.
bowling. Play some
Yeah.
pool, get some
Sure.
beers.
Yeah.
Don't drop the madly in love with you thing first.
After like 4 or
Give her-
5
yeah,
years,
or yeah,
then
give her,
maybe.
Give her, let her relax with a
Yeah.
cocktail.
But did you feel confidence coming from me at all, or do I sound like a dork? 'Cause
No.
I'm a nerd.
Yeah.
I'm just a freaking nerd.
No. I'm sure you have plenty of confidence when you need it.
You know, there's this question in the movie where like we're expected to do things in our life, but then there's parts where we want to do things. So people expect us to do certain aspects, but we want to take different paths, like the risk path or the safe path. Is there a moment in both of your lives where you took that risky path and ended up maybe ended up positive
Who
or
are you
negative?
talking to?
I'm just curious. I mean,
I jumped in the deep end when I couldn't swim. I mean, that's how I came out. What about you?
I've always been the one that kind of like has to look at everything before and analyze everything before I jump in. But yeah, there's
I was
definitely
like,
becoming an actor, I'd say.
And then I went in for it, and then I was like, I can't swim.
Yeah.
But I haven't drowned.
but look where you are now. I mean, you're very successful. You have a beautiful life. The decisions you've made seem right.
I think everybody's so different, I mean, I really do. I have my like sort of life force thing is really about living your life. And sometimes you make mistakes, and that's okay. So I don't concern myself with the mistakes too much. I actually think that's what gives people character. So there's a morality question that is a bigger question in this movie, and in the book that at play. But in terms of life and enjoying your life and stuff, I sometimes I think getting too much in your head takes you out of being right here. And I don't know, I like being right here.
Yeah, and that's why Dex loves Darcy, because that's exactly what she does. Dex is very in his head. He analyzes a lot of stuff, and she just shakes him up and, grabs him, takes him out on the dance floor. And he wants to do that stuff, but that's just not who he is.
And now they're rapping about. I want to say this. My favorite thing in the movie is that story that Marcus keeps telling all the girls about the chipmunk.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just absolutely classic. What is the worst pickup line that you've ever heard from a guy, a story or whatever that has just like blown you away, or worst pickup line that you've ever used on a girl?
Well, I had one moment where I had known that a guy. I wasn't even like, I remember I was young though. I was like maybe 19 or 20, and a guy came up to me, really nice guy, really cute, and talking, chatting. There were a bunch of my friends around, and then another friend of mine came, and he was a guy, another male, and I hadn't seen him for a while, and I was really excited to see him, and he was just a friend. And this guy got so jealous, and then he just came up to me, and he looked at me, and he went, "So, are you coming home with me or what?"
Are you serious?
And I was like, "Oh my God!" I'm like, "I'm sorry, what's your name?" that was the worst attempt at a pickup line.
Can I do a pickup line on Kate?
Please, yeah, they're wrapping me up.
Oh,
Okay,
no.
this is a horrible one.
All right, I wanna
I
hear
just
this.
heard this the other
I wanna
day.
hear this.
If you were a booger, you'd be the first one I'd pick.
Dude, that was the line I was gonna use. That's the best pickup line of all time.
It's like,
I love that. Dude, that was the line I was gonna
Are you
use.
serious?
I was gonna try that one out.
God. Oh
I
my
pick
God.
you first.
Did I get you?
That is just.